Honorable Mottley, Prime Minister of Barbados, Honorable Mr. Moses Nagamutu, Prime Minister of Guyana, Honorable Dale Marshall, Attorney General of Barbados, Honorable Ministers of Government, His Excellency Ambassador Orwin LaRoque, Secretary General of CARICOM Community, members of the visiting delegation, senior functionaries of the Government of Guyana, and members of the CARICOM Secretariat, ladies and gentlemen of the media, good afternoon. Immersed with a sense of pride, of nationhood, of accomplishment even, Guyana hosted its own system of national awards on its attainment of Republican status some 50 years ago. The Constitution of the Orders of Guyana provides that any distinguished citizen of another country who has rendered valuable services to Guyana or whom for any other reason the state wishes to honor may be appointed as an honorary member of the Order of Roraima. This year is the Golden Jubilee, and it is significant that this dear land of Guyana pays special honor to a distinguished citizen of CARICOM who has rendered outstanding service and valuable service to the Caribbean region. His Excellency is the Chancellor of the Orders of Guyana and is charged with the administration of the Orders. But as Chairperson of the Advisory Council for the Orders, I am pleased to tender to His Excellency advice on matters concerning the Orders. Today's investiture ceremony underlines the importance of the preservation of the institution of National Award. And the Honorable Mia Mottley, QC, MP, and Prime Minister of Barbados, is the recipient of the Order of Roraima, and fittingly so. When we look at the fact that Prime Minister Mottley is that country's 8th Prime Minister and the first female to shatter the glass ceiling and hold the office of Prime Minister, I'm sure you will agree with that award being conferred on her. The credentials of Honorable Prime Minister show an impressive list of achievement and a number of firsts. As an attorney at law and Queen's Counsel, and the youngest ever Queen's Counsel in Barbados. A member of Parliament, having the distinction of being one of the youngest Barbadian to be assigned a ministerial portfolio as Minister of Education. Prime Minister Mottley has been hailed as a visionary in the education sector and in youth development. Having served as Attorney General and as Deputy Prime Minister and the first female to hold that position. Prime Minister Mottley was also the first female opposition leader and party leader of Barbados. And now, Prime Minister Mottley is the chairman of the Conference of Heads of Government of CARICOM. Prime Minister Mottley has been passionate about regional integration and has strongly represented the economic interests of the Caribbean, and on all principles she has stood firm. This distinguished daughter of the Caribbean soil has exemplified dedication to duty and to service in the region. Honorable Prime Minister, we commend your sterling contribution, and as you most deservedly join the ranks, the fellow illustrious Guyanese and other Caribbean citizens who have been bestowed with the honor of a national award, more particularly the Order of Roraima, we say heartiest congratulations. The Caribbean, is richer for your service. Thank you.
Distinguished guests, the Cooperative Republic of Guyana is honored on the auspicious observance of the 50th anniversary of its becoming a republic to induct into the elite corps of officers of the Orders of Guyana the Right Honorable Mottley, Prime Minister of Barbados. National honors are ordained by the Constitution of the Orders of Guyana. The award of national honors is statute-based. The investiture ceremony today, however, is not a legalistic or ritualistic formality. The conferral of Guyana's Order of Roraima on Barbados' Prime Minister exemplifies the essential elements of the historical fraternal relations between our two Caribbean states. This investiture is richly symbolic for Guyana, for Barbados, and for the Caribbean. Our two states pioneered the founding of the Caribbean Free Trade Area, CARIFTA, in 1965, prior to their independence. Our two states both gained their independence from Britain the following year, in 1966. Our two states uniquely established a joint high commission in London soon after independence. Our two states' prime ministers, Forbes Burnham and Arabara, were among the four founding fathers who signed the treaty establishing the Caribbean Community in Chaguaramas, Trinidad and Tobago in 1973. Our two states, lamentably, were to become the only two CARICOM countries to erect monuments to the victims of the Cubana de Aviación terrorist attack on the 6th of October 1976, when 11 Guyanese were blown out of the sky off the coast of Barbados. And Guyanese blood is mingled in Barbados' waters. Prime Minister Mottley, you have distinguished yourself as an ardent advocate of the Caribbean single market and economy. You have combined your almost 30 years of political activism with your personal enthusiasm and your country's legendary leadership in regional integration. We applaud your leadership. We applaud your stewardship. We applaud your willingness to partner with Caribbean states. We commend you on your assumption of office of the Chairman of the Conference of Heads of Government of the Caribbean Community, and for your long established commitment to Caribbean integration. We thank you.
Mr. President, Prime Minister of Guyana, members of Cabinet of Guyana, Attorney General of Barbados, Secretary General of the Caribbean Community, Honorable Justice Cummings Edward, distinguished guests all. I first simply want to say thank you because I accept this honor not on my own behalf, but on behalf of the people of Barbados. I'm conscious that it is the people of our country in Barbados over the course of centuries that have worked with the people of Guyana. And indeed, Mr. President, you have outlined quite well the various areas of coincidence in which our two countries have partnered. Might I add to that, that in 1850, in the debate in the parliaments of Barbados, in the Parliament of Barbados, there was concern by the then planters who occupied that legislature about the exodus of Barbadians to Guyana to work in the sugar industry in this country. We all know that the blood of Guyanese and Barbadians is commingled not just in the sea, but among families too many to mention. Indeed, in my own case, my father's grandfather was of Guyanese birth, and my grandmother and her brothers and sisters spent part of their early years in this country. But it was Guyanese who in the 1950s and 1960s led the industrialization of Barbados with banks in the garment industry and across a wide range of industries. And we are conscious that at its height in 2007, when I last visited this country as Minister of Economic Development, that there were over 32,000 Guyanese living in Barbados representing a figure of almost 3 to 4% of Guyana's population. The path of our two countries is inseparable, and I look forward to our being able to build, Mr. President, on that relationship, because it is only in working together on a common mission that we shall achieve for our people. We are committed to working with you on a bilateral basis, apart from our also commitment as colleagues within the community of sovereign nations, otherwise known as the Caribbean community. We believe that if ever there was a time that cooperation and solidarity is required, it is now in the affairs of the world that looks too much like a world of 100 years ago, but with the knowledge that we should have and know better of why we must avoid what that world confronted 100 years ago. We're also conscious that we face a number of existential threats, most critical of which is the climate crisis and the chronic non-communicable diseases. We do not have the population bases alone. We do not have the expertise or capital alone to go on our own. And we look forward, therefore, working with the people of Guyana, Mr. President, in making sure that we can make this region more secure in providing a prosperous and stable future for our people. I want to thank you once again for your consideration of this award, and to say to you on behalf of myself, but more importantly on behalf of the people of Barbados, we thank you for your continuous high regard that you have shown at every stage for the people of our country, and for your commitment to CARICOM, because we believe that, especially at this stage, the Caribbean needs to know that it has passionate advocates in defense of the legacy that we have inherited from our founding fathers, but equally a commitment to those yet unborn to be part of one of the greatest civilizations known to humanity. Thank you very much.